Preparatory process for weaving of mats and matting. Objective of preparatory process. The preparatory process is necessary that the coir yarn have to be suitably processed so as to feed it conveniently to the loom and for easy manipulation of it in subsequent weaving process. The preparatory process followed in coir industry are sorting, splicing, spooling, warping and beaming. Sorting. For a product to manufacture which should be uniform throughout in all respects, a yarn of uniform color, twist runnage, etc. are required. Thus, sorting is adopted as a process by which the country hanks of coir yarn are selected on the basis of varying color, twist, size, uniformity in thickness and cleanliness from pith and other foreign materials like sand, dust, etc. Special care should be taken in respect of color while sorting. The coir yarn of the same variety, twist, thickness, etc. coming from the same region of production may vary in color widely due to the difference in color of the fiber used for spinning of coir yarn. If these yarns are not effectively sorted out based on color, twist, thickness, variety, etc. and subsequently used for the product manufacture, it will result in the formation of the unwanted streaky line and the effect is known as streakiness. Splicing. Splicing is the process of joining together of the hanks of yarn of different length in order to get a continuous length of yarn. There are three methods of splicing in coir industry. They are 1. Ordinary splicing, 2. Scrape splicing and 3. Braid splicing. Ordinary splicing. Ordinary splicing is usually resorted to joining of dyed yarns. Scrape splicing. Scrape splicing is used for joining together of natural or undyed yarns. Braid splicing. Braid splicing is adopted if strong splicing is required. Yarns of jute, sisal, aloe, etc. are subjected to braid splicing. The length of splicing should not less be than 3 inches. Spooling. Long length of continuous yarn is required for weaving of a coir product of particular quality. Country hanks of 35 to 60 feet are made in longer lengths by spooling and thereafter the joined or spliced yarn is wound on the spools as per the quantity and color pattern of the final product. This process of winding the yarn with the help of the spool stand and a flyer is called spooling. A spool can hold a length of 1500 to 2500 yard of yarn. Warping. With the help of a machine called sectional warping drum or Wembley, the yarn required for warp is prepared in a uniform and parallel sheet form in the required length according to the color pattern of the product to be woven. The sectional warping drum consists of a drum of about 5 yards in circumference. The surface of the drum is covered by the stripes of wood parallel to its axis on which long nails are fixed so as to form parallel rows both axially and circumferentially. These nails serve as guide and help to keep each section separate. A creel stand having arrangements to hold the spools properly is kept at a distance from the warping drum. The spools are arranged on the creel stand depending on the color pattern of warp in each section. Arrangement of yarn for warping. The ends of yarn from the spools on the creel stand are taken through the first least reed, one each through every dent, and thereafter passed through the second least reed in convenient groups of strands as per the total number of strands in each section. These groups of yarn are then taken through a single dent in the fixed reed kept adjacent to the warping drum and is tied to a hook of the concerned section of the warping drum. The least reed can be moved or slide on the rails kept parallel to the axis of the drum. This helps in keeping the yarn straight and condensed when it is wound on the warping drum, and also to eliminate the entanglement of warp as it's coming from the spools. The drum is rotated manually. After necessary number of sections of warp has been wound on the warping drum, they are transferred to the chain beam. Beaming. The process of transferring yarn from the warping drum to the chain beam is called beaming. A number of chain beams can be prepared with the warp on the warp drum. In sectional warping system, the required quantity of yarn for a definite length of matting or mat is first wound on the warping drum, and thereafter it is transferred on the chain beam according to the length of the warp for that particular chain beam. The tension on the yarn while winding them from the warping drum to the chain beam is maintained by putting a restraint on the former's rotation by a pair of steel straps taken round the circumference of the drum. The ends of steel straps on both sides are attached to springs bolted to the ground. The face ends of the holes are attached to heavy weight which are hanged freely. The yarn from the warping drum is taken through a reed placed immediately after the warping drum and is tied to the apron bar fixed on the chain beam. The chain beam is rotated in a suitable manner and the yarn from the warping drum is wound on the chain beam. Motorized beaming machine. Loom with creel stand need not require chain beam. Creel stand with bobbins wound with coir yarn are used for feeding of warp yarn in place of the chain beam. A motorized beaming system consists of a creel stand, reed, to a metallic roller of 100 mm diameter and a stand for fixing the warp beam. It is made of metal. A 1 HP electric motor having reduction gear affect rotation of the warp beam.